Hi, hello, and welcome to the Pseudo Radio podcast. I am Dawson. I am the only host. There is only me. I am a loser talking to a microphone alone in their bedroom. I may sound like kind of like less energetic than normal right now. This is the fourth time recording this episode. All of them have been about 40 minutes. I have deleted every single one. I don't do bloopers. Again, these are very, very, very little edits to them. I'm also past the grumpy stage of being tired. I'm now just sleep deprived. I woke up yesterday morning at 2 a.m. Shout out to my group chat that tried to wake me up for that stupid premiere, and I slept until 10 minutes after it was over. RIP me. But they tried so hard. I support that. Thank you, you guys. One day I'll be awake to actually be awake when he's posting. Yes. I also want to start this off. I don't think I said my episode title. This is episode 1. Ohio is only corn. Good job, Dawson. um, I want to thank everyone for the support on the last episode, and it means a lot to me, even though I know it's mainly in that friends are listening stage. Again, I'm really appreciative of the support and the comments and the likes and the subscription, all of that. You guys are amazing. It's actually pushed me to get this episode done tonight before I go to bed. And I'm going to turn it into a video when I wake up, and before I go to a friend's house, I will upload it. So this is what kind of pushed that. This is not going to be a daily upload type thing. Maybe twice a week at best. Just because I don't want to burn myself out on this. And obviously my voice is already deteriorating because I have talked since 2:30 in the morning. And we're not at the 5-minute mark yet. But yeah, this is not an everyday upload thing. Eventually I will figure out an upload schedule. Right now nothing is set in stone. My words are meaningless. I am just an audio clip. I'm not even real. This is all in the past. I need to try and not get existential on you guys. But yeah, my voice right now is taking a little bit of a toll. If I'm being honest, I also turned my mic sensitivity down by I think 38%. Because I listened to the first episode 0, and it's not the best quality, and I apologize about that. This is hopefully better. If not, it's a learning process. Especially, I do like I said, very unedited, very raw, very rambly, very chilled, kind of almost hey, someone called you on Discord or phone call or FaceTime or whatever. Obviously, I don't have a face. If you ever try to perceive me as a person, I don't have a face. The faceless little woman from Night Vale, but I'm not old. I'm 21. I'm a baby. But yeah, I don't do bloopers. I probably need to, because I have some really good jokes from my other ones that I've lost because I delete everything. I get very frustrated with it, and I delete it. And I record in Audacity. I don't even just delete the project. I delete everything inside of Audacity in that moment. I probably should start, because I had this funny part about trying to say anonymity. I can't say it still. Probably at some point in this I will have a translate, Google Translate voice saying it. Also on that topic though, you are more than welcome to mock me on any words I mess up. I'm stupid. I own it. You will not hurt my feelings by being you said anonymity wrong. Also though, I feel a lot of you don't know how to say it. But again, you can mock me for it. I really don't mind. I'm not gonna cry myself to sleep over that. So I want to get one last thing before I promise this is actually about Ohio. That was one of my issues with the other recordings of this episode, is I barely talked about Ohio, and I was too all over the place. I have some more. Again, this is also still unscripted, but I actually have my talking points organized. Last time it was literally it was a drawing of a mask I had, and I just had bullet points all over the page. And now I actually have a list of bullet points, we're moving on up in the world. I'm growing and you guys are growing with me. It's a learning experience. But I want to shout out to my friend who, in my group chat, who was so like hype about finding out that someone, I'm not going to say name, and I won't respond to any comments guessing who it might be. But shout out to my friend who, when we found out, content creator we like is a film student, like proceeded to fall like more in love with him. And I was like, no, film students are gross. And later in the group chat I'm in, he called him greasy, like out of love. And I just found that funny, not to expose the group chat. I love you guys. I know you guys listen to this. I thank you. And no shade to like film or like art students. I support you guys wholeheartedly. I thought it was funny and I wanted to share it for some reason. Also, I am kind of talking lower because I don't want to go into like that gravelly range, which was the issue with the first recording of this. Also, I can proudly say that about the time I uploaded episode 0, I apparently missed an assignment that was due on the 5th that I thought wasn't due till like 11 p.m. tonight on the 6th. And I was like checking my Google Calendar and I saw it on the 5th and I was like, I done fucked up. And from about like midnight to 2, I worked on that, got that majority of the way done. From like 2 to 5, I worked on the podcast, and then I finally submitted that with a comment apologizing to my professor because I am a good student. That's a lie. I'm lying to you guys. Don't believe me whenever I make a comment about my own personality. It's just to make sure you guys don't perceive me, because like I said, it's illegal to perceive me, and it's extremely gross of you. How dare you? But anyways, here is why Ohio is only corn. Which ironically I didn't write corn down as a talking point this time, so I'm still going to talk about it. Humans don't exist in Ohio. I'm sorry to break it to you guys like this, but as an Ohioan, it's just human-shaped corn. That's all we are. We're just a whole bunch of like, I don't know, like the corn parasite gets inside of you, and you're just human-shaped corn for as long as you reside in Ohio. Those who move out of Ohio get to escape, and we get to actually become humans. Ohioan-born babies like me, we get infected very, very young at birth. I don't know what this joke is. Again, I'm very sleep deprived, so you will have to apologize any bad jokes, please. I'm trying my best. And also, I don't, like, none of this is ever, like, pity me or, like, oh my, I'm so sad. I'm open, I'm raw, I'm honest. I think I said that twice. I'm going to be really repetitive in some of the stuff I say. But I'm just doing this for fun. It's just my sense of humor. Not everyone has my sense of humor. It's a very weird sense of humor. It's a mix of, like, sarcasm and some dark humor and some satire and all of that. When I say dark, I don't mean like the offensive type of dark, but like the death type of dark. Fun fact about Ohio that I don't think many people know is part of the reason it's so flat is because an iceberg actually eroded a good portion of it. Like an iceberg floated into Lake Erie and was just like, oh, I'm just gonna erase it. It tried to erase it. It tried to do the universe the good thing and erase Ohio, but sadly the iceberg failed. That was the only like attempt on Ohio's life. That joke, I really need to yawn, but I'm trying not to. I swallowed it, don't worry. But yeah, Ohio is really weird. It's flat, and it's genuinely, there's so much like farmland in it, like of corn and wheat and stuff like that, but it's flat. Like you leave a town, there's just corn and it's flat. I used to live somewhere in my current state where it's really hilly, and that's where like I learned how to drive, and it was really weird learning how to drive on hills when I grew up like in places that were flat. I'm almost afraid to like drive to Ohio now on my own because I don't know how to drive on like flat surfaces. But another thing I miss about Ohio, which I don't know why I'm saying that, because originally this episode was going to be titled I Kind of Miss Ohio, but then I was like, Ohio is Only Corn is a better title, because I don't miss Ohio when I'm in it. I missed going to Denny's, which is a weird thing. I'm pretty sure my state has Denny's. And also, Denny's is not like a good restaurant. I'm sorry, it's not. You go there when you're like drunk at 2 a.m. But it was just like a tradition my mom and I started whenever we drove back to visit family. Um, but like I missed that. Like I want to go back to Denny's. I have family I want to visit that I haven't seen in a hot minute, especially with all this COVID stuff. Obviously, I have not traveled out of the state because a lot of the family I want to go see is elderly. And not only would that put me at risk, but it would put them at risk too. And I'm trying to be as smart and as conscious about this whole COVID thing as I can be. Um, so another thing about Ohio, or not the kind of piggybacking off COVID, starting with the C, or the three C's, or the big C's, or the people call them different things. But that is Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus, which Columbus is the one I lived closest to, and I went there a lot. Like, my town didn't really have anything but like a mall and a movie theater and way too many restaurants. No, I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, we would go there, or like Cincinnati sometimes. Basically, all the big cities start with C, and that's like Ohio's thing, I guess. Also, Ohio has two football teams, which doesn't make any sense to me, like NFL teams. Like you have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. I don't get either of that. Like I really don't. Both of the teams are bad. They could just combine, and I don't know, share resources. I also don't care about football. I care about hockey. I'm a fan of the Columbus Blue Jackets, but I also have not watched hockey since I saw it when I was in middle school. Like my mom took me, my family member, to a game. I'm trying to keep this as like nondescript as possible, just for the anonymity. I know I already gave my mom's gender away, obviously, but other people I may try and just refer to them by the title of family member. May still use pronouns for them, don't know yet. This is a very much work in progress. I can't even promise that this is the final product of episode 1, Ohio's Corn. I may wake up at like noon and be like, this ain't it, chief, and delete it and just record it Wednesday night when I get home. But also, I want to talk about Buckeyes. A lot of people don't know what Buckeyes are. Like, I know, obviously, like, Ohio, it's, like, the tree, Ohio tree. That's not a sentence. But, like, a Buckeye is, like, dark brown and has a brown, light brown spot on top. And it's a nut that falls off a Buckeye tree. But we make, desserts of those, not out of the actual nut, because I think they're poisonous or toxic, or at least that's what I was, told growing up. And, what it is you get a, peanut butter ball and you put a toothpick in it. You don't have to, I don't think, but basically you freeze those so that you can melt some chocolate and dip it in there, and you'll leave that same brown circle that you would find on the actual like Buckeye nut. And they're really good. They're basically just peanut butter balls dipped in chocolate. And like I don't know, I love Reese's, and it was not sponsored, obviously. But it's just really good. But people will look at me weird and be like, when I talk about Buckeyes here, they're like, the tree nut? And I'm like, no, I'm alive, obviously. And jury's still out on that one. But yeah, Buckeyes are really good. I might make some more like this holiday season and like take them when I go and visit like my mom and my family I have in this state. Because I moved out of my old hometown here, as I call it. You have home for me, which is Ohio. And then you have my old hometown, which is the town I originally moved to when I was moved from my home in Ohio. And now you have where I currently live, which is a secret. Genuinely, like, only my IRLs know where I live. Obviously, I don't give my address out on the internet. I have some brain cells. That's the only smart thing I do. Also, I know this video is probably not the best for it with the way I'm talking, but I was thinking about it earlier of, like, people at my job out of nowhere sometimes will be like, you don't sound like you're from around here. And I'm like, I'm from my old hometown. And they're like, no. And I'm like, I'm from Ohio. And they're like, yeah, that's it. And I'm like, I mean, okay. I had a high school teacher when I was in high school, obviously. told me once, she was like, oh, Dawson, you have a news broadcaster, I think is the word, accent. She was like, everyone from like Ohio area does, because we don't have like a southern accent, which makes people think like people are stupid and kind of like uneducated. And I don't have a East Coast, New York, New Jersey accent, which makes people think like they're like mean and like degrading them. Like apparently like the Midwest accent I do have is like the preferred broadcasting accent. I was like, cool, I never planned on going into broadcasting. And then like 2 years later I was like, I want to start a podcast. And then a few years after that I started this podcast. There you go, there's the podcast history for you. I hope you're taking notes. There will be a quiz at the end. No, there won't, I lied to you. But I do actually have a question. According to you, you, the listener, yes, you, fourth wall break, I'm getting delirious, I apologize. I want to know if I have an accent. Obviously, people who grow up, like, in the South are going to be like, yeah, you don't have a whatever. Or people who grow up on, like, the West Coast are going to be like, yeah, you do. People also from the Midwest will probably be the only ones like, no. Which obviously, so that question is kind of like a moot point of me being like, do I have, be like going to London and being like, hey, do I have an accent? They'd be like, yeah, you're American. And I'd be like, shit. Which my favorite thing about moving from like the North to the South is people will call me a Yankee. And like that was a big thing for me when I like started school here, is I would be called a Yankee, and I'm like, okay, whatever, go off, I guess. But like you guys know that like the UK calls Americans, all Americans, Yankees, right? Like you guys do realize that. But also like you're just calling me a candle basically, and like Yankee candles are expensive, so again, go off, I guess. Also, like, this is 100% like not me clout chasing. I don't know if that's even the right term at this point. But like my favorite thing to talk about to people once I like get over the point that I'm from Ohio, which I have this one friend, which she was actually like more of my like friend's roommate. We were kind of friends. We're still kind. I don't know anymore. She doesn't carry a conversation very well. But I told her I was from Ohio, and she started showing me anti-Ohio memes. And I just started like laughing my ass off because I find anti-Ohio memes funny. Like I'm right there with those memes. Like Ohio shouldn't exist. Like I think another iceberg jump. Well, no, that would be like a natural disaster. I don't wish that. I'm going to invent a time machine and go back in time and make sure the iceberg does its job and just expand Lake Erie into an Ohio-shaped hole in the country. But yeah, some people that I found out, well, I didn't find out, I knew two of the people I'm about to list off were from Ohio. I didn't know Machine Gun Kelly was from Cleveland until I was like looking up on YouTube, like how to tell if you have an Ohioan accent, because I had gotten like 3 comments about it at work, and I was like, do I have an accent? I think my whole thing, I genuinely just have a lack therefore of a southern accent. And again, I don't have like a New York, New Jersey. I do say doctor, kind of like that. Like, I was sending a snap to one of my friends, and literally I was like, I said something, but it was like the phrase was like, but ma, I don't want to go to the doctor. And I don't know why I say doctor like that. It's just, I even quirk my mouth up when I do it. It's a weird thing I do. A lot of things I do are weird. I'm only like halfway done talking, by the way. It's barely been 20 minutes. I am so tired. I'm sleeping. I'm sorry. Once I upload this, people are going to be like, oh, that's why you didn't respond to my... Yes, I was dead asleep. I'm just happy. I technically don't need to wake up until like 4 p.m. today. So that gives me almost like 12 hours to sleep. That's cool. But yeah, Machine Gun Kelly, 21 Pilots, both Tyler and Josh, to my knowledge, I think are from Columbus area. And then Markiplier is from Cincinnati area. So, you know, just the 3 big cities. Ironically, honestly, though, most people, if you ask someone where they're from in Ohio, or a big thing for us in Ohio, is we don't, like, tell you. We're like, oh, we're east of Columbus, or we're, like, south of Cincinnati, and we'll, like... I'm 20 minutes south of Cincinnati. That's a big thing. Like, people reference, like, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus to tell you, like, where the smaller towns are. And it's a bad habit I picked up when I lived, when I live here sometimes. And people just look at me and they're like, why are you describing something like that? Um, Also, the Wright brothers are from Ohio. You can fight me about that. I hate it when I see North Carolina license plates that say, North Carolina, the birthplace of aviation. Like, fuck off. Also, this is a good way to gain an audience, is just get mad at people from states. Um, Also, back to the accent thing. We also, in Ohio, don't have an accent like Wisconsin people do. Of like let me squeeze right past you there. Kind of, I don't even think I did it right, but like, I mean, fuck you, I guess. And like, I mean, Chicago, the Windy City, that's also not right. I did it better in my other recordings, I promise. Don't let me lie to you, I'm bad at accents. I can barely, I mean, I can do a Southern Belle, but that's about it. And that's about all the theater classes I took in high school and church camp that it taught me. Um, and all the Southern movies I watch, oddly enough, living in the South, like, those are like the classics around here, I guess. Um, I can't do accents to save my life. One of the reasons I didn't stick with theater. I like tech theater better, anyways, honestly. Like, it's a little, like, underappreciated, in my opinion. I mean, like, theater and, like, film and all of that, like, the main production stuff is, like, yeah, cool, I guess. Like, oh, look at you, you're on stage, you're on film. You can get recognized. Have fun being recognized, I guess. It's like, I can be in the background and people won't know who I am. It's why I like a podcast. Like, you don't have my face. You're never gonna have my face if it's up to me at all. And just because I can go out in public, I don't really ever talk in public either, so it's not like someone would be like, oh, damn, there goes Dawson. I'm also never planning on getting that big. Like, if I ever hit over, like, 100 views, oh no, my old podcast, we hit over, like, 300. If I hit over 500 views, I would probably have a legit panic attack. And one of my friends would have to stop me from deleting everything. Genuinely, the idea of being perceived is terrifying, even if I'm doing it while faceless. Because this is still me. I will say, like, a lot of content creators, like, it's not them. That is not, like, the real them that they put out there sometimes. Sometimes it's a mix, I think, or sometimes it is, but, like, this is genuinely me. It may be played up a little bit or doled down at the same time. Certain aspects are. I think if I ever have, like, a friend come on here and shoot the shit with me, a different side of me will definitely be shown. And same goes to if I ever interview. I have some people I want to interview maybe one day in the future. But the same goes for them, that if I ever actually get to interview them or even just talk to them, it's going to be a whole different side of me. And it's really interesting to think about. But back to the point. Back to Ohio, where there's nothing but corn. Did I say... I sound so stupid on this podcast already, I swear. I only have one episode up, and it's episode 0, and I think I already sound so stupid in it. But my friends love it and support me on it, and it's a hobby. I genuinely like doing it. And I do. I like doing it. I feel like I don't sound convincing. I love doing it already, I promise. But Collins potato chips. Those are again, not sponsored. But they're really good. I love salt and vinegar chips. They're my favorite flavor, right next to dill pickle. Which is ironically right after top. This is now just a chip flavor tier list audio format. No, but my top 3 favorite flavors are salt and vinegar, dill pickle, and then sour cream and cheddar. Which I shouldn't eat because I'm allergic to dairy. Not lactose intolerant, I'm allergic to dairy. That takes a big part away from my anonymity. Kind of, in my opinion it does, but I guess it's just because I'm one of the only people I know that is actually allergic to dairy. I'm not lactose intolerant. People keep trying to tell me that shit, and I'm like, it's literally my medical condition. It's my food allergy, but go off, I guess. I say that a lot. I apologize. But Conn's potato chips, you open them and the smell just hits you so hard that your mouth will water. Like, it is, I can only find them in Ohio. It's another reason I go back to Ohio, is because I love them so much. And I will buy like 5 bags at a time if I have the money on me, and my mom will laugh at me. Or she used to when last time we went up there together. Because I genuinely like buy so many bags because I found them where I live for like 2 months in a Big Lots, and I would buy them like almost every single day. And then they stopped getting shipments in of Conn's potato chips, because the only factories that make them are in Ohio. Like, they're literally an Ohio-based company. The corn gods have claimed them. And it makes me sad because it's my favorite snack. I've even had people try them where I live or in my old hometown, and they liked them there. Like, I took it back to college with me, and I was like, hey, everyone that I like, try these chips. And they're like, these are good. And I'm like, you get one and one only. These are mine. Limited supply. Don't get them while they last. But they're so good. Conn's potato chips. If you're listening to this, talk mano y mano for a minute. If you're listening to this, send me some chips. I can't even order them online. Please just send me some chips. I will send you money. My email is in my description. Conn's potato chips, spokespeople, please. That's all a joke. I don't think they even have a spokesperson. I don't even think they have a Twitter. I may look that up later. Be like, just tweet at them. Be like, can I have some potato chips with like the little eye emoji, like the puppy dog eye? I see it as a puppy dog eye. Everyone says it's like the bottom emoji. I do puppy dog eyes. That's all it is. I do puppy dog eyes are IRL. I also use like the peace sign emoji. I do peace sign while I type that emoji. I'm literally like a useless bisexual. It's just peace sign all the time. I've done peace sign like a couple times to this audio, and then my brain is like, hey, this is not in visual format. Which I realize the visual format thing is a joke from my old podcast that I just keep repeating to myself. Oop. Oh, oop. God, I love saying oop. People will call me out for it sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't. It's just a trait, just like you guys. I'll have people get mad about you guys when it's like a group of all females. Like, that happened a lot when I was in high school. We're not guys, and it's like, okay, and I'm not you all. I'm not a part of that all group. So you don't. I mean, I say y'all all the time now too. I've been absorbed into the Southern culture, and I hate it. Someone please save me. Someone take me back to the cornfields where I belong. But yeah, no thoughts, head empty, and I'm trying my hardest to get to 40 minutes, and I still have 12 minutes left. I'm trying. I want to give you guys that good content, and I am very sleepy, and my bed's a mess, and I didn't finish my dinner. Again, this is never a pity party. This is just me. I've also been grinning this whole time, and so my face hurts because I keep laughing and grinning. But like, my cheeks hurt, and it's probably something I shouldn't complain about, because it's that genuine happiness. Like, this is not a faked smile. I also think like when I'm actually like enjoying a conversation, I smile as I speak, and I have like this very wide smile. Yeah, my face hurts. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but when I was in high school here, I went on a field trip to New York with my theater group because I'm a thespian, and I saw like 5 Broadway musicals, one of them being The Lion King. So it's kind of what got me into like stage, not stage management, no, but like tech theater, because like that, I don't know, there's so much components to like shows overall that like, I don't know, I don't like being on stage, I don't like having big parts, but I like doing stuff that contributes, and that's very much like what stage, like, and I keep saying stage theater, tech theater is to me. But so we all went to New York, and like I said, I live in the South now, so we went to New York all together, fun, and I was the only quote Yankee with them. because like everyone knew I was from Ohio, and everyone's like, "We're taking you back to the north," and I'm like, "This is too far north. We've missed my state, and we're too far east." But we will go to restaurants, and restaurants in the north don't have sweet tea. They genuinely don't a lot of the times. And so people would try and order sweet tea at these restaurants, and I'd be like, obviously we were having group meals, and they would be like, the wait staff would genuinely just be like, "We don't have that, but we can bring you like sugar packets, or there's sugar packets if you need them." Because again, if people don't make sweet tea, I've worked at a restaurant once, and I had to make like sweet tea several times every shift. If you don't work at a place that makes sweet tea, you're not gonna really grasp how sweet tea is made, genuinely. Especially like you're a wait staff, you're serving all these kids, you're tired, you just want to go home. Like that's kind of like the vibe. That's the move. But so then people would like complain to me, and I wanted to be like, I'm not from New York. Two, if you want sweet tea that badly, go to McDonald's. McDonald's in like every state that I know of has sweet tea. Like fast food restaurants have sweet tea. And they're like, "But that's not the same." And I'm like, I'm not the CEO of this restaurant. I don't own it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just from the north, and I'm also from the Midwest, which really confuses people. I don't know how. I mean, my state borders fucking Canada. Makes it sound like I hate Canada. I don't hate you, Canada. Love you, baby. I've never been to Canada. Closest I've been to Canada, I flew over it as a baby. That's a story for another time. Not really, but I mean, when I talk more about my, I guess, childhood in some later episodes, it probably will be. But yeah, people like get mad about sweet tea if they're from the south and they go to like the north. The opposite thing is like, I'm pretty sure everyone in the north thinks people in the south have just like diabetes, with how sweet some of the sweet tea. I just humble brag real quick. At the restaurant I worked at, I was often told I made the best sweet tea by the like patrons of the restaurant, because I made it sweeter than everybody else. And in my head, I'm like, you're complimenting a Yankee on their ability to make sweet tea, but go off, I guess. And I kind of do miss Ohio, but it's only corn, and you can only miss corn so much. I've gotten to like the 32-minute mark, and I do want to like kind of wrap it up here at some point. I don't want to try and make it to like the whole 40 minutes. I did say in the episode 0 that my goal is like 20 to like 50 minutes. I think somewhere in like the mid-30s is a pretty good place to stop. Again, I just want to thank everyone for like the comments and the love on the technically first episode. And I love the text I got from some of my friends and messages of like, "When are you uploading episode 1? Like, technically this is going to be episode 2. I know I titled it weird, but like the first one really didn't have like a discussion topic. What is this, college? No, but it didn't really have a topic, and it didn't really have any like length to it. I think it was literally 6 minutes. This is like 5 times that. You're welcome. No, but like, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for any support. It means a lot to me. I welcome literally any feedback. You can mock me, you can bully me. I will say some of my friends probably won't take to that well, but genuinely, I like to write in my free time, so like, and I took creative writing classes, so I'm used to receiving peer reviews, but I don't know if peer is the right word for you guys right now. I guess just criticism. But also, to my friends in the group chat I'm in on Twitter, joking about the ASMR. This isn't ASMR. This is just my podcast. I'm just not yelling into the microphone or talking very loud, because I do have roommates. I don't know if I mentioned that in this recording, but I do, and I record very late, i.e. 5:40 in the morning, or I guess it's very early depending what way you look at it. And to clarify, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, this is not ASMR. I have no intention of ever calling this ASMR. If you want to disagree, you can tell me in the comments and be like, nah, bro, you make ASMR. At which point I'd be like, what the fuck clarifies this ASMR then? Because I'm literally just tired with a sore throat. Because I've been talking for 3 hours straight into a microphone while my roommates are asleep. And I just want to sleep. It's going to get bright in my room like halfway through me sleeping. But yeah, again, not ASMR. Thank you for your support. Ohio is only corn. Take your medicine, drink your water, all that fun stuff. And okay, bye.